99X, it's the Morning X. Please say good morning. Well, by the way, Holly Firfer filling in for Leslie Fram today. Fram
hey there.
Is out, still on vacation. Please welcome Kelly Ripa.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you for having me. Now, Barnes, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Did you ever think that your radio station would influence and bore Ryan Seacrest into the entertainment media landscape?
How did you know he used to listen to us? I've known Ryan a long time. That's funny that you know that.
Well, because he talks about it incessantly. He's the only person I know who used to play. He used to play radio DJ as a child.
Yeah, he's a good guy. And I'm going to give you a compliment. I'm going to be easy first, and then I'm going to get harder, okay? So the compliment is, I have always said you would be the ultimate, if I had to choose, instead of Leslie, if I had to choose a co-host, in a minute, I would choose you because you have no fear. You always are, you have something to say, and you will dive into any topic. I think that you are so good on the show, what you do, and radio would have been a nice gift.
Radio to me is the actual dream job because, I don't know if you know this, but I started hosting a podcast called Let's Talk Off Camera, and it's off camera. It's not one of these podcasts where you're in a studio and people are sitting, because now everything is on camera.
Right.
Even the radio's on camera.
Right.
My goal is to get off camera, and I think I could have, if I didn't have such a dreadful voice, I could have had a long career in radio.
That's funny you say that because you're like the New Jersey Siri. You're like really easy to listen to.
Yeah.
I listened to some of your new book. You are. You're. If there was a New Jersey version.
When I was recording my book, I kept having to take my headphones off because the sound of my own voice made me, it felt like scratching a dolphin on a chalkboard.
It's not bad.
Myself.
Well, I enjoy. I've been listening to some of your instant New York Times bestseller. It's called Livewire, long-winded short stories, and you get into so much stuff. But anyway, meet Holly Firfer. This is Holly. She is filling in for Leslie.
Hey, Kelly. Okay.
Hey there.
I just have to ask you, I love my husband, but I don't know that I could work with him 24/7. I mean, we're together enough at home.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like going to work gives us a break. So how do you balance that work-home life when you see each other all the time?
Well, it's a great question. Don't forget, Mark and I started our careers out together. We started working on a soap opera together where we worked 14 hours a day, 5 days a week. And then on the weekends, a lot of people don't know this, when you're on a soap, on the weekends, you are sent to different cities to do autograph signings. So
Right.
We truly spend 24 hours a day together. So we know that we work well together. We also know how to dip out and how to have plenty of private and alone time. And now with the talk show, where the hours are half of that as working as an actor on a TV show, he goes to the because we run a production company, so he goes to the production office and I go to the podcast studio, which is, spoiler alert, my son's old bedroom.
Closet.
So, it's very glamorous. But that's, we will go to work in the morning and then not see each other until dinner time at night. So it's really quite manageable. We see each other less now than we ever did before.
Okay, here's the hard question, and I promise you $1 million, I will bleep this if you want me to, but you have to answer the question.
Okay. You got it.
As talk show hosts here, we get asked all the time, who is your worst interview ever? And we all have the same answer. It's Heath Ledger. And rest in peace. Heath Ledger was, that moment in time, the worst interview ever. Who, of all your years doing the show with different hosts and everybody, who is the worst for you?
Oh my gosh, I'm really trying to think. I mean, for us, at the talk show, because we have the aid of visuals, anything that goes off the rails can be made very funny very quickly just by our complete exasperation.
Yeah.
an interviewee not wanting to answer questions, and I'm really trying to think.
Nobody was just a buzzkill where they left and you're like, ugh, never again.
No, we've had people that were very, very nervous. I remember Joaquin Phoenix was extraordinarily nervous.
Okay,
and so
yeah.
what we leg wrestled each other. I leg wrestled him on the ground. And it was so weird and funny that the audience, and it gave him like an activity, so he wasn't focused on being nervous. He was focused on beating me at leg wrestling.
I thought you would have an answer. Okay, well, that's fair enough. It is easier on TV to have the visuals.
I have to say, it's like, I understand what you're saying. Like, there's nothing worse than somebody going, yes, no, yes. But that's when we'll be like, hey, you want to leg wrestle? Hey, you want to arm wrestle? Hey, you want to...
No, that's good. Okay, and now a heavy question. A couple years ago, you made the decision to quit drinking. I know that. And I've thought about that. I've thought about it, and then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, I'll have a vodka straight. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, no, seriously. Like Monday, I'll be like, this week I'm not drinking, and then, Tuesday afternoon will come, and it's like, it's happy hour. What was the thing that made you come to that decision? Like, what made you say, I'm stopping, that's it?
So my husband, who was my favorite drinking partner, he quit drinking before I did.
Oh.
And he felt amazing. Like he kept saying, he's like, I feel amazing. And I kept saying, well, that's, you just think you feel amazing. I feel really amazing.
Oh, interesting.
And so I started out doing, I did sober February because it was the shortest month. And I'm not kidding. I did sober when everybody else was doing dry January. I was like, forget that. I'll do sober February.
That's funny.
And I've got to tell you, I felt great. And February led into March, which led into April. And then before I knew it, I just wasn't drinking anymore. So it wasn't like I set out like I'm never drinking again. I quit drinking. This is it. I just started out doing this short month. And also I had the added benefit of my husband having quit drinking. And so it was like this 1-2 thing where, if the person in your life who you enjoyed having, a glass of wine at dinner with or like going out for cocktails with suddenly wasn't drinking, I was like, what am I, the lady who is drinking by herself?
Wow.
It didn't make a lot of sense. So for me, it was just a natural progression, and I had the added benefit of a partner who was also no longer drinking.
And it's worth it? You feel like it's been completely worth it?
I've got to tell you, I have never felt better in my life. And I remember like thinking, I feel so great when I have that cocktail at like cocktail hour. I feel so great that I would never give that up. But the feeling of waking up not ashamed or waking up not hungover is so much a better feeling. It's so much a better feeling. I can't put it in words.
I'm going to try again. All right, Kelly Ripa, please come on again. You're awesome.
Anytime. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
The book is called Livewire, Long-Winded Short Stories. That there is Kelly Ripa. She did it all by herself. Right? You did the whole thing.
Oh, the book? Yes. I thought we were back to drinking. I was don't give me too much credit.
Oh, you wrote the whole thing like actually you.
Yes, actually me, no ghostwriter, no co-writer. And it was, I don't mind telling you, forget drinking. Writing a book is the hardest thing I have ever done in my life.
I bet.
The hardest.
Well, congrats on the book.
It's called Livewire, Long-Winded Short Stories. That's Kelly Ripa. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks again, Barnes. Appreciate it.
The Morning X with Barnes and Leslie. 99X.